Hi, this is Jared Pierce with Modern Cooperage. I'm here today in our warehouse and headquarters in Napa, California, and just wanted to take some time to address a lot of the questions that have been coming up about our barrels and kind of take a deep dive into some of the topics that seem to come up a lot. You might hear a little bit of noises in the background. This is a production facility. We do have a lot of barrels being moved around our wine production facility. So just know that you might hear some forklifts in the background. But before we get into it, I just want to take a moment to talk about what exactly is the Modern Cooperage barrel system. The Modern Cooperage system is a tool that allows producers, winemakers, distillers, brewers, and any other beverages to take full control of their products in barrel during fermentation, during aging, as well as during finishing. Modern Cooperage was developed to revolutionize the barrel and really bring up the barrel to modern day. The Romans created it almost 3,000 years ago, and actually it hasn't changed a bit since then. So now with Modern Cooperage, we're offering producers full control over their product by controlling temperature, controlling evaporation, controlling micro-oxygenation, and really giving them a tool that is not just advanced technologically, but also really sustainable and cost-effective. One of the key features that comes up a lot when we talk about Modern Cooperage is the stave carousel. The stave carousel is one of the features that makes Modern Cooperage the most unique. It's inside of the barrel, and it actually is what holds the staves and also has our stir paddle. Now, the staves, it'll hold up to 20 staves, which is the equivalent of a new French oak barrel. So this is by square footage. Now, the stir paddle is what we use for batonnage and stirring wines. It's used for agitation, for spirits, and has a lot of other functions as well. This stave carousel is how producers are able to customize their barrel. The barrel holds up to 20 staves, which does allow the producer to customize their exact barrel specs by what woods that they want. So if you want to mix different toasts, if you wanted to mix different chars, if you'd like to mix different woods, maybe American oak and French oak, or maybe even use woods that aren't currently available in barrel form, such as maple, mesquite. You can do different fruit woods, and even some woods that are specialty for in the spirits industry, such as Mizunara oak. And that's a really good overview of the stave carousel. So now let's dive in a little bit deeper about the staves that are available for the Modern Cooperage barrel. For winemakers, we've developed the first ever line of staves that are forest select. So this allows producers to, if they want only Tronchet wood in their barrel, we can do Tronchet or Allier or any of the French forests. Most of our staves are aged and seasoned up to 3 years. So this is actually adding a really high quality, barrel quality wood in the form of staves. For spirits producers, we've got multiple thicknesses, multiple chars, American oak, French oak for that cognac or brandy, and a really beautiful line of finishing staves available for finishing your bourbons, whiskeys, or any of your other products. For instance, if you'd like to finish your bourbon in a sherry barrel, we have sherry staves, we have port staves, we have cognac staves, we have whiskey staves. You name it, and we can actually make these staves for you. And one of the best parts about the barrel and your control of staves is your ability to create the exact specific amount of oak that you want in your product. So for instance, if you want to do 100% new American oak on your whiskey, you can do a full 20 staves at 17 millimeters. For wine, if you'd like to do something a little bit more finesse and do, let's say, 10% new oak on your Chardonnay, it's really easy to just go ahead and put 5 staves in there. So within this, you are able to customize your barrel for your wines or for your spirits or for your beers that exactly match the profile that you envision for your products. So next, let's talk about micro-oxygenation. Micro-oxygenation is a topic that comes up a lot when we discuss winemaking and distilling. It's a really critical component to aging spirits and aging wines, and that is exactly why we developed the only patented micro-oxygenation membrane that allows the barrels to breathe exactly like a new French oak barrel. What's unique about the membrane is that it allows for oxygenation, but without evaporation. So now imagine your aging wines that you no longer have to top. We're so used to topping on a monthly basis. And now imagine getting the benefits of micro-oxygenation and wood, but without having to come back and top every month. And for spirits producers, now just picture yourself opening a barrel in 2 years and it's still full, but you got all of the oxygen that you need and you got all of the wood that you need. In addition to the micro-oxygenation that you get from our membrane, also keep in mind that you will get some oxygen from the staves themselves, as each of those pores have oxygen in them. So as the wine or the spirit enters the wood, it will be releasing oxygen into your product as well to aid with aging. So now that we've discussed micro-oxygenation, I'd like to bring up another point that makes our barrel really unique. For the first time ever, producers are able to control the temperature of their products. So for winemakers, this is a really critical piece to protect and enhance those really subtle aromas and flavors to help build complexity in their wines during fermentation. And for spirits producers, it's a great opportunity to accelerate aging. With that temperature, it will increase the extraction of the wood, it'll increase that oxidation and rapid age. It is a great tool that has never before been possible over spirits and wines in barrel. What I'd like to talk about next is pressurization. Pressurization is a really cool thing that's being utilized in distilleries as well as breweries. In distilleries, they're pressurizing the barrel to accelerate aging. They accelerate the oak extraction and the oak integration within their product. So under pressure, it's going to force the spirit into the wood, therefore speeding up the process of how the spirit extracts the wood components. For beer, a lot of our producers that we're talking to are utilizing this to help preserve the freshness and the CO2 inside of the barrel. As of now, the barrel can be pressurized up to 15 psi, which completely meets the standards for distilleries and also for breweries. Now I want to talk about a question that comes up a lot with distilleries. It's, can our barrel accelerate aging? And the answer is yes. We built tools to help you get to bottle faster. So you can do things like agitation, stirring the barrel, and that helps to get more oxygenation into your product, as well as accelerate the oak extraction. You can use temperature control to rapidize the extraction of the oak and also the oxidation process that's happening in your spirits. Our micro-oxygenation membrane allows you to be able to control the micro-ox that's happening within your product, and you can also pressurize. And the pressurization is how you're going to force the spirit through the wood for, again, faster extraction of the wood. And in combination, or each of these things individually, will definitely get you to bottle faster. Another question that I get asked a lot is about the ROI on the barrel. Now, ROI is a really complex thing, and it's different for every facility, whether you're a winery or a brewery or a distillery. There's a lot of things that we like to calculate within that. Number one is the cost of barrels versus the cost of staves. Another thing that we like to calculate is around evaporation control. So we can also take and calculate the model or how much evaporation you are currently losing at your distillery or your winery. And by capturing the angel share or the evaporative loss, it gives us another tool when calculating your ROI. We like to work with our customers to build out an ROI specific to their business. So we'll learn more about your aging, your barrel program, and everything that's going on, but we can help to develop an ROI study specific to your facility and your business. I also get asked a lot, how long can we use your barrel for? You know, this is a common question because people are so used to having to get rid of their barrels after 2 to maybe 4 years of use. But with our barrel, it's going to last for generations. All you have to do is replace the staves and it's essentially brand new again. So rather than buying new barrels, getting rid of old barrels, all you do is just buy new staves, insert new staves, you have a brand new barrel. And this leads me right into sustainability. Almost everybody looks at our barrel and knows that this is a sustainable product. But I want to get into a little bit more detail. According to cooperages in France, the average 175-year-old French oak tree creates about 3 to 5 barrels, wine barrels. Now, the same exact tree, if cut into our staves, can fill over 300 of our barrels. That's over 6,000 staves. And this is why sustainability is so important in this industry, is because barrels are becoming more expensive and supply is actually going down. So we're seeing it a lot in the spirits industry where new producers can't even find new oak barrels because there's so many restrictions on what oak can be cut. That is one of the reasons why it is so important that we protect these precious resources while also giving producers all of the elements that they need to produce high quality spirits and high quality wines by using high quality wood. And one of the new exciting things that we've been working on is concrete staves. And concrete staves actually gives producers a way of turning this barrel into essentially a mini concrete egg in the form of a concrete barrel. Now, a lot of producers do not have the budget to justify the expense of a large concrete egg that maybe sits empty for most of the year. So this is a perfect solution for you to be able to incorporate concrete into your wine program without breaking the bank. The question I get a lot from winemakers is, what wines can I produce in this barrel? And really the answer is you can produce anything you'd like. You know, we have producers that are doing aromatic whites, Sauvignon Blanc, we've got Chardonnays, Rosés, as well as big reds. But what's nice about the barrel is its versatility to be really whatever it is that you want to be. If you want to do a really lean Provence style rosé on concrete, it could be a concrete barrel. If you want to do 5% new French oak on your Sauvignon Blanc, not an issue. If you want to do Surly Chardonnay on 50% new French oak, we'll just load up 10 staves and go ahead and use the stir paddle and do your batonnage and build your new world, rich Chardonnay. Now, what was interesting is as we moved into the bigger reds, that is exactly why we developed the micro-oxygenation membrane. So we're able to produce really reductive, big, heavy Cabernets in the barrel with the membrane, as well as with the high quality French oak. So for instance, we got a lot of really high-end cab producers in and around Napa Valley in our backyard here that are utilizing our barrel because we can offer them 3-year season Trancé wood, 3-year season Allier wood, to really hit those high-end benchmarks that they want out of a barrel, but they're able to do it in our barrel and customize the oak profile along with our micro-oxygenation membrane. So you have every tool possible to make the best wines possible. Another question I get asked a lot from distillers is, what can I make in your barrel? And realistically, you can make anything in the barrel. But I have a few things that I'm seeing producers do a lot more of, like finishing. I have a lot of distilleries that are using our barrel as finishing, partially because it's really quick, it's really effective and cost efficient versus buying, let's say, used sherry barrel from Spain or used port barrel. So we currently make sherry staves, port staves, cognac staves, rum staves, whiskey staves, wine staves, and we also do custom staves where we can produce any finishing stave that you want to meet your spec. And other spirits that our barrel is good for is really directly modeling whatever barrel program you're currently using. So for instance, if you're using French oak for your brandies to do a more cognac style, then our barrel is just full of French oak and we model that cognac barrel by using, let's say, 3-year seasoned 18 millimeter French oak barrel quality wood. If you really want that high vanillin, that really new American oak barrel essence, then we'll load the barrel full of American oak and it can directly model that. So that's where the barrel becomes versatile to be used in tequilas, let's say reposado or even an añejo profile, for whiskeys, for rums, for bourbons, anything that you want wood on, we can produce in our barrel. People typically ask me, does the Modern Cooperage barrel fit on a standard rack? And the answer is yes, it actually does. We directly modeled the barrel's design around a Burgundy wine barrel. So it sits in the basically the same footprint as a wine barrel. Now, with racks, it does fit on a typical rack, but after years of use at a lot of wineries, we noticed that they were putting them on potentially old racks and they were getting a little scratched up. So that made us develop our own line of Modern Cooperage racks. Now, these are stainless steel, the same quality stainless steel that you're seeing in the barrel, but what's unique is that we have on the saddle on the ears, there's a plastic piece. And what that does is it provides a protective barrier so it's not metal on metal. So when you do roll the barrels to drain it, when you do roll the barrels to move them around, it's not getting scratched up. So it allows you to protect that really pretty, shiny finish that everybody loves about the Modern Cooperage barrel. I seem to be asked a lot about what sizes are available of our barrel. Our standard size is 75 gallons. And that's 75 gallons with staves fully loaded and everything else. So the benefits of the size is that actually it's less barrels per volume that you'll actually need to store your wines, your spirits, your beers, etc. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video. We certainly covered a lot, and now you know a lot more about Modern Cooperage barrel and what it's capable of. What we want to do now is learn more about your business and your production. We'd love to set up a consultation with you to go through your production and your business to figure out how Modern Cooperage can help you achieve your goals. You can learn more by going online to our website, moderncooperage.com, and you can fill out our online form so we can go ahead and reach you that way. But if it's easier, you can email us direct at info@moderncooperage.com. Thanks again for watching. We look forward to connecting soon and transforming your barrel program.